Hello, good morning, and welcome to another installment of Walking with Dave. I am Dave. We are driving right now, but we will be walking. I wanted to flip the camera on because we're on just a nice country road, one of my favorite places to go for a little morning cruise to my walking spot. Just checking out the camera's view. All right, so it's looking all right. It's looking a little wonky. I might have to fix it, but it's a beautiful, lovely morning. It's about 10 o'clock a.m. and we're getting ready to start our day. Gonna get ready to start our day with a nice, beautiful walk, drive in the country to our walking spot. Where we're going to is actually where I filmed the very first video, actually episode 0, that never ended up getting uploaded, only because it's from a different camera. It's from my other camera, and I really couldn't get the files to load into my editing software. They were AVI files, and I know I can go through a bunch of stuff and use Handbrake and other programs to convert them, and I tried to convert them to something, but it didn't work, and it just ended up being a pain in the butt, I'll be honest with you. But I kept filming videos, so I was just like, all right, whatever, we'll just keep these in the back burner. I'm sure eventually you'll get out there, but the quality's not the best, and whatever. So we're gonna go back and refilm it today, actually. So what the heck? But man, I tell you, it really feels like we're in the middle of nowhere, and I'm really only like a half an hour away from Universal Studios, which is kind of crazy. And I'm out here in cow fields, horse farms, and citrus groves. So I'll tell you, I've been watching YouTube, and there's a few inspirations for this little channel that I started here. There's Adam the Woo is definitely someone that I had watched and admired over the years. You might know him. He does a lot of Florida exploring. Well, he does exploring all around the whole country, actually. But he's a Central Florida guy for a while, and I used to love his videos about Highway 192, and I'm going to take us down there eventually. And then there's another guy, actually, he's fairly recent. I watch him sometimes. The channel is called Mileage Mike, and he's a guy who loves driving, and so I can definitely reciprocate with that, and I appreciate his videos and the feedback that he gives on the roads and stuff like that. So, walking and driving are kind of like my two things. So I said, all right, you know what, these guys have inspired me, and some other people out there as well. There's the Bright Sun Films people who do all the abandoned places. I mean, you really have to respect and appreciate these channels. They have large followings, and they do cool work. So all the power to them. So yeah, I like to do some more driving videos. I'm not sure yet how this camera looks while driving. It doesn't look that bad right now. I might have to just fix it a little bit on the program, but yeah. I'll tell you, that country living, nice smooth roads. Coming from where I'm coming from, up north in New York, oh my lord, the roads get so beat up because they just, the winters and the potholes and the salting, for the ice, and then the all the different arrays of the temperature change. You can kind of understand. You have these giant craters inside the thing. It's on the road, rather. So where we're headed to is like a housing development, a neighborhood that they built around a golf course and some restaurants, and it's kind of your typical Florida thing. You know what I mean? So I always find interesting little walking paths on the outskirts of these of these little neighborhoods, because there's always some old road that was maybe there a long time ago, or it's a service road, or some sort of a maintenance road, a little dirt path, something interesting. You know what I mean? And anytime I can kind of get off the beaten path, that's what makes me a happy camper. I'm a happy camper when I'm off the beaten path. We took a walk in the villages the other day, and I had said, I liked it. I like, kind of being off on the side, and not to mention, of course, I'm kind of new to this YouTube thing, and I wasn't even taking into consideration. I was walking by a restaurant that had an outdoor patio bar, and they were playing music, and I didn't give it much thought. It wasn't even blaring loud. It was just kind of there, And then when I go back home to upload the video, I get stuck with a copyright strike because of the music. And I said, "Oh, Madonna mia, this is something I didn't even think about." So I'm going to really be trying to do most of my driving and walking like in the country and in nature and stuff like that. So I'm not going to have to worry about music, but I don't know. We'll have to see. I wanted to take the camera to some theme parks and walk around. I guess I could always just cut the sound. I don't know. We'll see. I have to see what some other people do. There's another channel, I give them a shout out right now, but I really don't remember it. There's a few people out there doing this where they kind of take the camera and they walk around Universal Studios. And I can't forget if he had the music or the sounds and stuff like that. There's the back roads of Central Florida. To me, there's nothing else like it. I tell you, there's really nothing else like it. It's just exploration central for me. And then when you don't want to be in the middle of nowhere, quote unquote, you can half an hour, 45 minutes, you're in Disney World, you're in Universal Studios, you're in downtown Orlando. There's some cool stuff there, good art museum. Yeah, Orlando's my kind of city, I'm not gonna lie. Got my iced coffee with me. That old school water tower, man. That looks like something from the. It's like it's this exact water tower like from the Warner Brothers logo. That's how they used to look back in the day. All right, I will see you guys on the path. All right, hello. We're back on the trail now, and you know what? I decided that I'm gonna cue the intro again. All right, cue the music. Cue the intro music. Hello, I am Dave. Hello, I am Dave. We are walking. This is Walking with Dave. And welcome to our walk. All right, I wanted to hit the intro again. It's like a sitcom music. And then actually while I was thinking that, I said to myself, I think that Walking with Dave is actually an unofficial spin-off of the Golden Girls, and it's true canon. I'm gonna explain to you how. I am Rose's grandson. Okay, Betty White's character. She passed away. Rose did, and I was next kin. And I inherited her house in St. Augustine or whatever was left of her estate, and I moved down to Florida, and here I am. Okay, so for all you Golden Girls fans out there, because I know there's plenty of them, Walking with Dave is an unofficial canon spin-off of the Golden Girls. So there you go. There you have it, folks. So we are out on a lovely trail today. A side road off of a housing development and golf course area. The birds are chirping. The sun is out. It was cloudy yesterday. When I did my walk, it was kind of, it was not sunny out, and it was drizzly and cloudy, and, when you don't, I think it was like that a bit the day before as well, when you don't get that sun, I'll tell you, when you don't get that sun after you're used to getting it every single day, you feel it immediately. Say it once and I'll say it again. The Florida sun is a healing, amazing sun. It hits different than up north. It just does, man. I tell you. And people think it's, oh my God, it's so hot. Yeah, it's hot, but there's a sort of bliss that comes through the heat that comes through the rays of the sun. I'll be honest with you, and I'm feeling that right now. We're picking up tremendous energy. We're having a beautiful start to the day. Honestly, folks, my belief is that you got to start the day right to have a beautiful, lovely rest of the day. And I like starting my day with a nice walk in the sun. Take a little detour. We're gonna go through some woods. This is like indoor forest over here. Gotta be mindful of what's in the grass. I got my Crocs on. Ooh, getting some pricklies. Nature. Let nature work on you. Soak it all up. Let nature do its work on you. Nature is like a Reiki thing, you know, where they put the stones on it or whatever. Nature does that to you. You don't need to pay anybody either. Trying to find best path. Whoa. I'm gonna cut in a minute too because we're gonna be walking by some possibly maintenance people. I don't want to be like up their throat with my camera. All right, we're rolling. Gentleman in a large mower, of course, started mowing the second I had come. I think you can still hear him in the background. He was a nice guy and he smiled and waved at me, but then it still feels like he's just following you around, but he's just going up back and forth. But I was like, why does it feel like he's constantly right behind me? Because, you know, I realize it do looks weird with just a person walking around with a video camera. I don't want to make anyone feel uncomfortable, you know? So legend has it that this little path that we're on right now is part of an old highway from years ago, an old citrus highway, and the land got bought, whatever, all this stuff was developed, and these little roads just kind of stay off on the sidelines of the property. Maybe they're still used as maintenance roads or whatever. Beautiful day. So when I first filmed this place, I've been coming to this place to kind of do little walks for the past couple of years, right? And I only very recently, within the last week or so, last couple of weeks, found this kind of new path that we're on right now. And there were some interesting parts to where I was kind of backing up against someone else's property, and I found it on this is the other episode I was talking about last time. I thought I had found some sort of like abandoned property with some just like old cars and stuff like that. And I went back the next day to kind of check it out. And it's just, you know, there's something about the situation that made me feel uneasy. The neighbors, I don't know. Possible like a Breaking Bad, like the show scenario there. It's a possibility. That's all I'll say. I'm not pointing any fingers. Man, reach that canopy of trees soon. I took my hat off, but if we were going to stay in the sun, I'd be putting it back on. Getting a good sweat. Those toxins out. We're going to come up to a little spot that I have kind of became interested in. You know, I feel the energy of certain spots, right? So I felt a tremendous amount of energy right here. I don't know why. Just did. I love, this is someone else's property beyond those. Gotta look at the ground here and just make sure I'm not stepping on anything I don't want to step on. Like a rattlesnake. Got the canopy of trees giving me a little cover from the sun. Cicadas are out. Late summer. Looking forward to spring. No, excuse me, not spring. Looking forward to fall. Fall, you know, fall here is an amazing time, believe it or not. You know, we get a little break from the heat. I love fall and winter in Central Florida. Obviously, that's when people come here. But I've learned to enjoy all the seasons of Florida. And you might laugh and say, seasons of Florida? Yeah, I mean, here in Central Florida, we get some seasons, believe it or not. It's not as drastic as up north, but I don't really, I like how it's more of a low-key transition. We're going to be coming to another interesting little spot soon where you're going to see how it really opens up. Oh, I'm feeling good vibes right now. I'm feeling good energy. I tell you, man, nature is what it does. I just love, like I always say, I love getting out here exploring. Here we go. You know, back when I used to live in Brooklyn, one of my favorite things to do was, look how that opens up, that land out there. Back when I lived in Brooklyn, one of my favorite things to do was to take my car, get out of Brooklyn, and go up to the Hudson River Valley. And anyone who's familiar with the area, the Hudson River Valley is the Central Florida of New York. All right, so like in 50 miles you can be up in like, you know, where it's just nice at the Hudson River Valley. And a lot of historical stuff and paths like this, you know what I mean? Rural, agricultural, and yeah. I honestly wish I had my dad cam back then and I was filming some of those things, because I would have liked to have looked back on those some of those adventures. So I'm hoping that this will be this version of that 10 years from now for me. Oh, I remember when I was walking through that path. Look at, I gotta share this video again because now we're just getting an idea of the expanse. Let me. Quiet. Beautiful. Peaceful. Let's go see if my socks are still where I left them. So when I was out here last week, I was wearing some socks with my Crocs because I was anticipating some, I I don't know, whenever the sand, which is where we're walking, the Crocs get wet, and if they get sandy, then the sand sticks on the Crocs and the inside and rubbing up against the side of my foot and all, yada, yada, yada. All right, cry me a river. So it's starting to happen already. So I'll tell you, it's kind of a pain in the butt. I need to wash these darn things off. Gotta rinse them. Yeah. So I put socks on to kind of be a barrier between the skin and you. Boy, let me tell you, do you look like a clown wearing Crocs and socks? It is not a fashionable look. Crocs are kind of stupid looking anyway. Yeah, I'll be honest with you, but they really are quite comfortable when they're not rubbing up against your skin with sand, and they are also very usable, very, very. They have a lot of utility to them. Yeah, so let me see if my socks are still there. Snack. Man, I tell you, if they dried, I might be tempted to throw them back on. Because I hung them on something. It's been rain. I see. I mean, there were definitely gray rain clouds coming in from the other side. Now we're going to be coming up to so we're on the unpaved old road, and then soon we're going to be coming to the part where it touches up with the golf, I guess where the golf carts would use to get to the next hole. So it's going to become paved in a second. You're going to see that we're going to enter onto that. It's like a random day during the week, so they're doing the maintenance around the golf course. I don't really see any golfers out today. See, that's the thing about Central Florida. It's like you're out in the middle of nowhere until you're not. Like you could just be walking like in giant, vast fields for an hour, then all of a sudden you're, come back behind, a big housing thing. Sounds of nature. Brought to you by Walking with Dave, the unofficial Golden Girls spinoff. Yeah. So what does Dave do in the Golden Girls spinoff? He just enjoys the Florida sun. He goes exploring, and he honors his grandmother's memory. There you go. Dragonflies. I'll tell you, dragonflies are some of the coolest bugs out there. Dragonflies have a great personality. I've never seen a bug have a personality before, and meanwhile, dragonflies seem to be very curious, inquisitive, and kind of friendly, actually. So when I take my little rowboat out sometimes, they will kind of just sit on the side of the boat and watch you row and kind of just hitch a ride. You know what I mean? Or they'll fly alongside your boat as you're kind of cruising and keep pace with you. And then another time I came across a bunch of high grass that was sticking up out of the water, and there must have been on each little individual thing of grass, because this is like the kind of thick, tall grass, each one, and on top of each one was a dragonfly. And I swear to God, it seemed like they were all looking right at me. And as I moved past them, I mean, it really did appear, unless it was just an optical illusion, like those paintings that look like they follow you. I mean, it looked like they all kind of followed, watching me go by, you know? And I don't know, man. So ever since I've been doing my little rowboating for the past few years, I've really grown in quite an affinity for dragonflies, bumblebees. All right, here, let's see. My sock's looking at me here. Does the path go on straight further too? I started to veer off into here where I was. Let's see. Yeah, my socks are here. Whoop, whoop. Pretty gross though. Alright, I don't know. I don't feel like putting them on right now. It smells like poop everywhere. I went down all those that way last time. Let's go this way and just see what's going on. Yeah, it really smells like cow poop back there. Whew. Here it's not a bit, sorry. Let me see, the grass is wet, so maybe I can use this to kind of sandbox folks. Alright. Yeah, those socks are crusty. Krusty McGillicuddy. It's a guy I knew back in high school, Krusty McGillicuddy. Nice chap. Little Krusty. Bam, 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 bam. Look at that sky, man. Something's coming. You're gonna get that afternoon rain. I knew. I said you got to get out early in the morning and get in nature early, because by the afternoon time, the rain comes and fouls you all up. Is there anything really beyond this? Let's see. You know, I realize that there's not much to see right here. Alright, I'm gonna cut here, we'll be back. Alright, you know what, I decided to kind of backtrack, and I didn't feel it was necessary to bring you along the way with me. I'm kind of just pushing forward now. This trail kind of, I was like, you know what, this trail intrigued me a bit. But if you look at the sky, well, you can't really see in the video actually as much as you can in real life, but you got something coming in, so we'll see. Well, the wind's blowing. It starts to come down. I'm going to shut the camera off because it's kind of new and I don't want to get it all wet and mess it up. tell you, these systems blowing out of nowhere. Maybe it blows in and blows out. Let's see. Man, it's got dark. Camera's not doing it no justice. Curious, that curiosity drop. You know, there must be something that hits my brain. I was like, I keep seeing further and further down the road, and it just keeps getting cooler and cooler. I'll come back here. I like this spot, to be honest with you. I'm feeling good energy here. It's getting sloppy. Maybe it's just gonna be some clouds that roll through. Definitely gives it a spooky, eerie feeling. Man, when we started this video, it was like beautiful and sunny and bright. Wow, look at it now. Yeah, that. We got a bog over here. Let's just take a quick look and get it on camera. The Black Lagoon. Oh, it's getting tangled up. How far will this road go for? You know, we could see a gator out here. I do have a, you know, and I'll tell you, I do bring a security baton with me. It's one of those telescoping batons for self-defense. And not for people, you know, because, you know, for an animal, something comes out. I have been in places where, like, wild dogs come out, all right? And I had to shake a stick at them. What if there was no stick around? All right, what do you do then? So, you gotta have something just to poke. Getting fucking, excuse my language. Just walked into a nasty, spider web. Part of the hazards of when you're exploring, folks. I tell you, I wasn't filming. This is before I started the channel, but this is like a month ago, or a couple months ago, depending on when you watch this, or a long time ago, but whatever. And this giant spider. All right, giant. Oh my God. Maybe like a quarter of the size of my palm, of my hand. Quarter. So not you know, but still. And it was colorful and stuff like that. So that is never a good sign. When something is colorful in nature, that means stay away. Where is this gonna let out to? This is another thing I learned in Florida, that it could just be gray. And in New York, like this weather right now that we're getting these clouds, this would definitely mean like, okay, rain will be here any second. And then in Florida, you can kind of have a day like this, or have a moment like this, and you're like, all right, rain is coming any second, and then it just doesn't rain. Just does not rain. Sorry, I got a little tongue tied. I don't know. I think I'll just go a little bit further. I am a little pressed for time today, so I didn't anticipate kind of being having such an inquisitive little path here. Kind of forgot about this particular stretch. Oh, so it's starting to come down. Not, starting to just drizzle. Getting hit with little branches and stuff. Pushing forward. Man, it just never ends. I'll tell you one thing, folks, is the land out here is vast. We're gonna go a little bit further. I think I see a spot where I think I want to call it a time up there. Because it always seems like the next spot you're gonna get to, you're gonna open up, it's gonna reveal, the more, or like the rest of the way, and then it doesn't really do that. That's always the trick of when you're exploring. Nature always has a way, or your surroundings always a way of playing a little bit of a trick on you, especially if you have a curious personality. Your brain lets you see things, makes you see things, interprets things you see to give them a bit more curiosity. Oh, it's starting to rain. Oh, Black Lagoon. All right, folks, you know what? The rain's starting to come down. I'm a bit away from my car, so I decided to wrap this up. Too bad the weather kind of got in the way. But anyway, this has been another installment with Dave. We have been walking. This has been Walking with Dave. I want to thank you for joining me today on our little mini adventure. It's always good to get out there and see something and enjoy the sun, but the sun had went away and now we're enjoying the rain. So good day, God bless, and I will see you next time. Until then, take care.